Hey guys, good morning, everybody. Happy Monday. Hopefully you guys had a great weekend. Give me a few minutes, guys, as I set up this room, and then we can get started with our session for the day. Let's see. Got everything all set up right there. This is good here. All right, cool. Today is Monday, January 31st. All right, cool. Set up here. So let me get this link sent out to you guys here in the premium. There we go. All right, that's good. All right, solid. All right, cool. People are making the win right now. So good morning, everybody. Happy Monday. Hopefully you guys all had a great weekend. It is 6:20 right now, so we've got about 10 minutes till market open. Let people make their way in, and then we'll get started with our analysis for this morning. Hey, Essa. Morning. Happy Monday. Morning, Kenny. Morning, Scotty. Morning, everybody. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and draw my liquidity zones here real quick, just to get us started. 1 minute. So we kind of identify, where price is likely to possibly spike. All right, so we got all lows right here marked up. We got a lot of highs here, actually. All right. Let me just rewind this a little bit more. All right, I think we're good there. All right, guys. So as you guys can see right here, there's a ton of liquidity on the top side. I mean, there's a lot of liquidity on the bottom too, but there's also a lot on the top. So price could go either way, really. With 622 right now, so we have about 8 minutes till market open. As we get closer to market open, we kind of see where price is going to push. And we'll see where it goes from there. Morning, Mauricio. Morning, Steven. Morning, Maria. Yeah, hopefully you can get a breakout for you here, Steven, this morning. If we have a pre-breakout move when price starts to hit liquidity, just pay attention, Steven, because sometimes you'll have that pre-breakout move. Like, for example, if it gets close to 630 and price pushes above here, there's going to be that pre-breakout move. Other than that, I mean, we'll see what happens here. I mean, there's no confirmation, where it's going to go, but we'll see where it goes from here. Morning, Slava. Fahad. Morning, Matt. Morning, Maria. Morning, everyone. So yeah, a majority of people are here already. So let's start looking at everything now, market analysis. So looking over here, the retail sentiment, it's currently 56% long. So sentiment is not really strong at all. I mean, technically we're looking for a sell here, but it's not very strong, indicating, you know, where sentiment's really sitting. It's in the 50% mark. Looking over here at the fundamentals, currently fundamentals are down 148 points. So yes, we are definitely looking for a sell at the moment. When the market opens in the next 6 minutes, that can easily change. So you guys want to be careful and not, you know, be so set on taking sells, because when the market actually opens, that doesn't necessarily mean price is going to be going down. However, if price does hit this area, this is the area that I'm looking at right here. If price hits this area right here, then I expect it to drop pretty heavily. So price comes down here, it's probably going to come below here, and then price breaks through here, then price is probably going to drop even farther down here. However, this might not happen on open. On open, price might spike up. You might get a fake out to the upside. This is what might happen. You'll get a fake out to the upside. Price will hit liquidity. It'll push up a bit higher, and then it'll come all the way back down, right? But there's no guarantee that's going to happen. So this is why you guys got to be very patient. You guys got to actually analyze the market, see where it's going, because you can easily fake out and go either direction. So currently right now, looking at retail sentiment, it's currently 56% long, and fundamentals are currently 144 points in the red. So odds are we're looking for a sell today. Also looking over here at the news for this morning. Let's see, today is Monday, January 31st. We have Chicago PMI at 6:45. That's going to be about 15 minutes after we start trading. And then we have Fed member George speaking at 9:40. So that's pretty much it for this morning. Not really too much going on. This is NFP week, guys. So you guys want to keep in mind as well. There's a lot of things going on that could affect the market. It's NFP week. Also, the fact that there's a Fed member speaking today as well. So we'll take all that in consideration, but I think today should be kind of smooth. You know, we'll see where it plays out. There's also a 10-minute V3 variation that's running right now. It actually just hit CP. So as you can see right here, I already marked it up. There was a 10-minute variation, version 3. Right here, we had a green candle with a high. We had a red candle following it. So the entry would have been right here on the next candle. And as you guys can see, it already hit CP. So I had this running right here. I didn't take the trade, but I marked it up just to see if it would play out. And it did play out perfectly. Morning, Brandon. Morning, Miles. Morning, Rain. Morning, Lisa. Nick said V3 on the 5-minute for a sell, or am I wrong? I may be be wrong because I'm looking at a naked chart. So looking over here at the 5-minute, there is no V3 long here, not yet. So technically there's one that's pending right now. Oh, no. So yeah, there's nothing here for a sell. So I think you might have seen this one right here, Nick, but there's nothing here for a sell. There's technically something here possibly for a buy, but it's not one that I would take because it's right at the sessions. So this would technically be a buy right here for the 5-minute. But I wouldn't take it because it's right at the session right there. It's at the Asia low. So I wouldn't have taken it. Yeah, exactly. Tracy said I stayed away from the V3 due to the sessions. Same here. And that's why I would have stayed away from it on the 10-minute as well. I just marked it up to see if it play out, but it was right here, right next to the sessions as well. And it did hit CP. But yeah, it's just too risky trading around the sessions. That's one of the main things that I started to notice where these trades would lose, is if they were on the sessions. Even if they were bouncing off it, it was still risky because price would fake out and possibly hit. But yeah, 3 more minutes till market open, guys. So I think I pretty much looked at everything for the most part here. As you can see, the technical bias for US 30, it's currently indecisive on the 1-minute. It's bouncing in between the pivots. Looking at the 3-minute over here, it's indecisive as well because it's not above or below. And same with the 10-minute here, or 5-minute. Or we use a 10-minute actually. This over here, it's not necessarily one side or the other. I mean, it is bearish, but it's, you know, bouncing between the pivots, so it's not really strong. So no strong bias here for the technicals. You can see price pushing up. It's hitting. It may hit liquidity right here, guys. So if it hits liquidity right here, it's probably going to push up even higher. Yeah, Rav said the 5 minute. All right, I don't think it closed yet. Rav, it's still running right here. This candle has to close. So once it does close, it would be the V3, but it hasn't closed yet. All right, let me see if there's anything else here. Oh, actually, yeah. So Rav is talking about the 3 minute. I think you might be referring to the 3 minute over here, Rav. If you take the 3 minute, yeah, it hit TP. The 5 minute still hasn't closed yet, but the 3 minute over here hit full TP already. I think this is the one you're referring to. Yeah. So Rav took this one right here and it hit full TP. Nice work, Rav. I still think the 3 minutes risky, guys. I don't trade the V3 on the 3 minute. I think it's too risky. I like the 5 minute, sometimes a 1 minute, not always, but sometimes the 1 minute and the 10 minute. I think those are the most solid ones. I've seen some people apply it on the 15 minute as well. And I think those are the main ones that look good. Market is going to open shortly, guys, in about 6 seconds. So I wouldn't enter any trades just yet. Yeah, now the market is now open. And you can see price kind of spiking around right here. Let me go over here and just refresh this real quick and see where the fundamentals are sitting. The fundamentals are currently down 165 points. We're definitely looking for sells today, guys. Retail sentiment is 56% long. Fundamentals are currently 165 points in the red. Looking over here at the actual stock index, the entire index is red. So the whole stock market is pretty much red today. And as you guys can see, big spike right here. So what I'm looking for here is a strong red candle, Stephen. I know you're looking for the breakout. However, if this does close, this is too big of a candle, so I might not even take it if that becomes the case. You'd have to wait for it to close. Keep that in mind. It needs to be a strong red candle with a sell signal. If it doesn't close, then there's no entry there. So huge wick right here. This would not be the breakout entry. There's no sell signal, and it's not a strong candle, so no breakout off that. You can see it came down, hit the low, and then it bounced right back up. Let me see, Joshua said. Thanks, Joshua. We have 17 minutes. Yeah, that's the one that I was looking at earlier. So we got news coming up over here, guys. We have the Chicago PMI at 6:45. So that's in about 15 minutes. We'll keep that in mind. Thanks for reminding me, Joshua. So I'll be careful once we get closer to 6:40. Currently right now, we could probably still look for a trade if we see something good. This might be the breakout right here, technically. If it closes, let's see. This is too big of a candle, though. I don't know if I'm going to take it. And it's not a strong candle either. So no breakout right there. You need the sell signal to close. Yeah, I don't know if it's going to close. If it closes, then this would be a breakout entry. But as you guys can see, the market's super volatile. We're looking for a sell here, but it hasn't provided the entry for the breakout yet. We got about 30 seconds left on here. It's super liquid, but it is hitting liquidity right here. I mean, I probably should. I'm not trying to take any risky trades though. I mean, I technically could have taken it at some point right here because it's hitting liquidity. I do think it's going to drop, but yeah, these candles are just way too big. So let's see what happens here. Still no breakout entry there. We need the sell signal. Sell signal still hasn't closed, so no breakout there. It's all about being patient, guys. So if you guys enter the trade here for no reason, you might be in some heavy drawdowns. You guys got to be very careful and not be jumping into these trades until you have a confirmation. It's no breakout because we don't have a sell signal yet. We need to be trading in the direction of momentum. So yeah, no entry for no breakout here. Stephen, if the breakout doesn't come in the next 2 minutes, there's not going to be a breakout. Nice. Rick said I made a grand and I'm out. That's smart, Rick. You got to be smart about it, especially with all its liquidity right here. It's it's gonna be bouncing back and forth. So 56% long still. Looking at the fundamentals, it's currently down almost 200 points. Looking at the stock index, it's very red. So we're definitely looking for sells here, guys, this morning. Let's see, Charlie said a 3-minute sell. Yeah, I wouldn't take that. It's too big of a candle. Whenever you guys see a big candle like this, you definitely want to wait for it to pull back and then maybe make a late entry right here if it drops right back down, which is probably what's going to happen. It'll probably just drop right back down, but it's going to fake out, obviously, catch people. So I'll just be careful for moves like that. This would technically be so this right here, if it closes, this is going to be the low. And then if the next candle is green, then this would technically be a V3. However, it's going to be way too far. The cap is at 750, and it's definitely going to be way higher than that if it does close. So looking at this right here, nothing there. Yeah, I'm looking at that huge candle. I mean, the huge wick there is way too big. Nothing off here. So this is why we wouldn't take that 3-minute. Good thing we did take it. Obviously, it would have spiked all the way back up, stop people out. Same with this right here, guys. See there how there's no breakout? This is why you guys got to wait for that sell signal. Because if you didn't wait for the sell signal, you could have gotten screwed. Because price just went all the way back up. So no breakout for today, guys, unfortunately. Actually, technically, this would be the breakout right here. But I wouldn't have taken it because I'm looking for sells. So let's see. So Steven, going back over here, I'm going to show you exactly why this was the breakout. Okay, so for the breakout, you're looking for a strong candle in the direction of momentum after 6:30, right? When the market opened. So the market opened right here at 6:30. You can see that there was no strong red candles following it. There's a huge wick right here, huge wick right here, and there was no sell signal. This candle right here was a green candle, right? It was a strong green candle with a little to no wick on the top side. So this is a confirmation of a breakout. The thing is, with fundamentals and sentiment pushing to the downside, I'm not really looking to take any buys. But if you're putting that aside because that's not a requirement, this would have been the breakout right here off this green candle. Reason for that's because momentum's over here, so you're trading for buys. If you were to take that there, it would have hit full TP on the next candle. So this was the breakout right here, but it's not one that I would have taken because it's going against fundamentals, and it's going against both fundamentals and sentiment. But yeah, Steven, if you're looking to see, where the breakout was, that was a breakout. And if you didn't understand that, go back and rewind this because you have a lot of questions regarding the breakout. No V1 off of this, Jeremy. I mean, it was close because it looked like it was getting that, but it's hitting liquidity now, guys. So look at this liquidity right here. Price did hit liquidity right here, and it's now going to push up higher. However, I'm not looking to hop into these buys right here because the fundamentals are so strong. It's going to come back down, I believe. I don't know how long this is going to hold up for, but I do think it's going to come back down. So it's hitting liquidity here. I'm not looking to take any of those. Yeah, right here on the 5-minute, there's a V3, but I wouldn't take this because it's too big of a push. So if you were to take this here, not that I would take it, the cap's at 750 pips. So I wouldn't have taken this over here. Even if it does close, it's just too far up. And it's right at the sessions. There's just a lot of red flags here. It's at the sessions. Our bias is for a sell. Let's see. There's a V1 here on the 1-minute and also a, not just a V1, but also a V3. It's kind of tempted to take it, but these candles here look kind of nasty. So I don't think I'm going to take it. Let me see if I could. Nah, it just looks too risky. Maybe catch like a little bit of it. Yeah, I'm not going to take it. These candles here just don't look so good. And the thing is, it's kind of spiking around a lot. So you saw the drop right here, fake out, came back up, another fake out, and then drop right here. It's probably going to hit CP, but I'm not going to take it. It's just too risky with the candles that are playing out. And let's see if it plays out. It's probably going to play out. It's two versions of the variation that were right here. It was a V1 and it was also a V3 as well. Yeah, Maddie said lots of liquidity up too, so I don't know. There's just a lot of red flags here to take a sell, even though we're looking for a sell. It's just the area that it's currently in because it hit liquidity right here. Lots of liquidity right there. Lots of liquidity right here. Also, it's at the sessions. You can see the purple line right here. This is the sessions. Exactly, like just what Professor said. Plus, still around the sessions. So it's risky, but I do think it's going to hit. It's just I wouldn't take it because for one, it's Monday. For two, it's NFP. For three, it's at sessions. For four, there's a lot of liquidity on top. So as you guys can see, I just numbered like 4 huge red flags why we wouldn't trade around that area. Yeah, Maddie said, yeah, this is a hard pass, LOL. There's just a lot of reasons why I wouldn't take the trade here, guys. Hopefully you guys understand, everything that I've mentioned there. It's at the session. There's a lot of liquidity. There's like so many fake outs right here. These are what we call whipsaws. If you guys aren't familiar with this, these are called whipsaws because price will come up, it'll fake out and come down, fake out, come up, fake out. They call them whipsaws because price just whipsaws back and forth. Usually when the market's moving like that, you don't want to be trading. You want to be trading when market is moving smooth. Like for example, right here, see how price just drops? You can take every variation here for a sell and you'll make money, right? Right here, you don't know if you'll make money off this because price keeps bouncing back and forth. Last thing you want to do is take a trade and just be stressed out because there's so many red flags here, causing all these fake outs. So yeah, just like what Maddie said. Maddie said, he said, look at the 5-minute between sessions, pivots, huge wicks. Gonna wait until the market chooses its direction. And the news is coming up in 5 minutes. Thanks, Jonathan. You just confirmed too. And I'm glad we didn't take a trade here, right? So you can see it came up. It would have hit stop loss, but I think it's going to come right back down after. Like I wouldn't be surprised if it comes right back down. So I'm glad we're being cautious today, guys. You guys want to be very careful with these trades. I'm going to delete all of these liquidity zones right here. And I'm going to create a new one right here. So guys, just keep in mind, today is Monday. You have a whole week ahead of you guys. You don't have to force any trades right now. I'm definitely not forcing any trades. I'm being patient and just waiting for this to confirm any like good entries. Here, let's see. You can see price is now pushing to the upside. So with price pushing up to the upside right here, it's going to create more liquidity on the bottom end. So let me go over here. This is a clean chart. Let me just gonna mark up all the highs over here real quick. All right. All right, so this is a clean chart right here, guys. Mark up 630. All right, cool. So as you guys can see right here on the clean chart, there's no clear direction, right? Price is kind of just bouncing, back and forth. There's not really much going on here. I'm gonna go and just draw these lines right here. Yeah, so what you guys want to wait for is you guys want to wait for price to actually set a direction. Because here we go with the clean charts. I'm gonna turn this off so you guys can see it better. And as you guys can see, market open right here off this dotted line. There's like no clear direction. Price just, it faked out to the bottom side. It faked out to the top side. Now it's just going sideways. So it's just ranging within this area right here. And you can kind of see it a lot better here on the clean chart. Going back to the 1 minute over here with the markups, you can see how messy it is right here. No entries off of that. Going over here to the 3 minute. It's pretty messy here as well. See this real quick. Yeah, this would technically be a sell entry for a V3 off the 3-minute. But, as I mentioned earlier, guys, I'm waiting for some sort of confirmation because these trades are still very risky. No entry off here for the 5-minute. I mean, if it closed with a green candle, possibly. But I'm not looking to take any buys here today. Let's check over here again real quick. The fundamentals are currently still down 125 points. So price might come right back down. It's just going to be a matter of time. 57% long. So everything right now is still pointing for a sell bias. Looking at the stock index right here, it's pretty much for the most part all red. So you guys can see all the red down here. There's a couple green down here, but for the most part, it's mostly red. And you can see there's no direction. It's huge wicks on both sides. So if you look here on the 5-minute, huge wicks, right? So no clear direction at all. When you see a wick this big, you definitely want to stay out because it's just indicating that it's super indecisive where there's no clear direction where to be trading. Nothing here off the 5. I'm hoping we get a buy signal here so that the next trade will be for a sell. So that's cool if that closes there on the 5. Looking over here on the 10. No entry available. Looking at the snipes over here. Let's see. Okay. So looking at the snipes right here, there's currently no entries. I mean, there's technically a buy here that's running, but I wouldn't take any buys because of the fundamentals. Looking here at the daily, if the daily does come up, it's going to be a sell. It's going to line up with our analysis today. So I probably wouldn't be looking for any buys, guys. You can kind of see what's happening right here, right? It's starting to shift to the downside because when it does have that sell signal there, it comes straight down, right? And as you guys can see, it's currently in a downtrend anyways. Right? So once you get that sell signal right there, it's probably going to drop pretty heavily. So it's just all about being patient, guys. The sell signal is coming up right here. Nothing here off the 10. Nothing here off the 5. There was a 3-minute right here. So yeah, Charlie, full TP off that. Or Charles, actually. Sorry, I said Charlie. Charles, there was a 3-minute right here. Not one that I would take because it's right at the sessions. But yes, this would have hit full TP. As you guys can see right here. Actually, no, you're right. There's no entry right here. Thanks, Maddie, for confirming that. So there's actually no entry right here because we have a sell signal. We would need a buy signal in order for us to take a sell. So there's actually no entry right there for the 3-minute. But it would have been good if the requirements met. There would have been good right there. But yeah, no, nothing there. The news just came out actually too, guys. So the news is now out for the Chicago PMI. Chicago PMI was positive at 645. So the news for that came out right here. You can see it faked out to the bottom and it's probably going to shoot right back up. It wasn't very strong news though. So I wasn't expecting it to have such a huge impact in the market. A couple of things that I wanted to look at too. I don't even have it here anymore. It was like the 5 things to look at before the market opened. I didn't even get a chance to open it. Investigation into alleged Downing Street parties find serious failure to observe high standards. So some bad UK news this morning. Partygale scandal. How well is Boris doing as prime minister? I don't know. For you guys here in the UK, you guys will probably know. I have no idea. But yeah, it's breaking news right now on CNBC. It said Russia is willing to go to war and incur sanctions over Ukraine and analysts warn. So with this whole Russia thing going on, guys, this is probably going to cause price to keep dropping. So we probably expect price to keep dropping over the next, month or so. Like looking over here in the 1 hour, it's definitely dropping still. If it drops below the pivots right here, it's probably going to drop even further. But who knows? I mean, it's so unpredictable with regard to the stuff going on with Russia and Ukraine. No entries here. I mean, I don't see anything. If you guys see anything, you guys are free to call stuff out and I can take a look, but I don't currently see anything right now. Talanji said Boris is worse than Biden. Yeah, I didn't know it was that bad. Let me scroll up real quick, make sure I'm not missing anything. Yeah, thanks guys for all of the confirmations here. But yeah, guys, it's all about patience, just like what Patricia said. It's it's just waiting for these trades to come. Nice work, Steven. So Steven said, okay, I missed a breakout. However, I made a profit on the sell, still reached my daily goal. I'll be back tomorrow. I'll rewatch the breakout and let you know which questions I have. Yeah, so great work. Even Steven made some profit today, guys. So great work, guys, so far. Steven didn't get the breakout he was looking for, but he did still make profit off these sells that he was just following as we analyze the market. So no entries yet here, guys. I'll keep going through and updating my analysis as we continue along. Looking at this right here, let me see this low right over here. All right, so nothing off this this clean chart. As you guys can see from the clean chart, this makes things a lot clearer for you guys to see, because obviously you can see the market opened right here and there hasn't been any much direction, right? Price has just been ranging between this high and this low right here pretty much all morning. Once we have a clear direction, we can start trading. But one thing that you guys want to keep in mind, that we might not even get a clear direction today. With today being Monday, you're going to see a lot of consolidation. Sometimes we have a directional move, but it's not looking like it today. There's just huge wicks. Like here's the 1 minute right here. Let me just go to the clean chart. And as you can see from the 1 minute, there's huge wicks on every candle, right? There's big wicks both ways. So with that said, there's no clear real direction in the market. There's like a bunch of wicks here, a bunch of wicks here, a bunch of wicks down here, a bunch of wicks right here. It's just, we want things to move smoothly. Like we want price to just go smoothly down. We want price to go smoothly up. Currently right now, that's not happening in either direction. And this is why you guys got to be patient, because what happens is if you guys get too focused on these back and forth movements right here, you're probably going to get caught on the wrong side. As soon as you enter a buy, price is going to drop. As soon as you enter a sell, price is going to go up, because you're having a lot of consolidation and ranging within these areas. So my best advice to you guys is to just be patient. I know there's a lot of FOMO moves here where you guys want to hop into trades, but that's probably not going to be your best thing to do, especially on a Monday. One thing that you guys always want to keep in mind is that you have a whole week ahead of you. And also, this is the last of the month. Today is January 31st. So usually the end of the month and beginning of the month is, you'll see this stuff happen pretty often. Like the last day of the month or the very first day of the month. So looking over here in the 3 minute, there's nothing available here. No variations of any kind here that are available. Technically, there's one right here. So there was a variation here off the 3 minute, but I wasn't looking to take it. So it was right at the sessions, but you can see it hit full TP. So we had a low right here with this red candle. We had a green candle following it, pending buy. And then that's what pushed it up right there. However, one thing that you want to be careful of is the fact that it was at the sessions. So I think our main goal here is to get away from the sessions. Once we get away from the sessions, we can start taking trades, because the problem when it reaches these points is that one or two things will happen. It'll either bounce off it or it'll break right through it. Obviously right here, you can see it broke right through it. So yeah, 3 minute right there. It was a V3, not one that I would have taken, but it was an entry. Here we go, as price pushes higher. Let's see if the bias has changed. Bias has kind of changed a little bit here now. It's 60, it's 70 points in the red. Refreshing the stock index over here. There's still a lot of red stocks, but they're not as strong anymore. Like all these stocks right here are less than 1 point in the red. So you're starting to see a balance in the market. Let's see the sentiment over here. Sentiment still hasn't changed very much, though. You can see it's still 56. My guess is that they were trying to lure in some buyers here, but nobody really bid on. The market makers pushed price up, but nobody really hopped onto it because it's still 56% long. You know, we would want this to come up to around 50. We want it to come to like around 60 to 70% so that we have a bias. Currently, right now, there's no bias at all. Whenever it's around this 50 mark, it's not going to give us a clear direction because it can easily come the other way. So something for a lot of people to keep in mind. Let's see. Thanks, Joshua. I just saw your messages right now too. So there was another event that came up. Well, I mean, we weren't even trading, so it's let's see. I'll check your message in a little bit, Kenny. That's a personal question. But yeah, Joshua said there was another one. We have the Dallas manufacturing index. I'm trying to figure out what time is this. He sent this at like 6 or 7:30. I'm looking around 7:30. There's another news event coming up. It's the Dallas Fed manufacturing index. It's weird that I don't see it here on the calendar, but we'll keep that in mind as we get closer to 7:30. Thanks for that, Joshua. Still no entries here, guys. Nothing off the 5, nothing off the 3. Technically, there's going to be a sell entry right here for a V3. But as I mentioned, you know, we're getting close again to the Asia low right here, the sessions. So if this closes, I'll mark it up for you guys, but I'm not going to be taking the trade, obviously. But, you know, obviously I will mark it up for you guys just so that you guys can see. And just keep in mind, guys, that the bias has changed. It's not, I mean, it's still for a sell, but it's not very strong. You can see here that the fundamentals are, well, it's coming back down to 100. So possibly coming down right there. Charles said also one here on the 1 minute. Yeah, there's one right here, but I would think this to be very risky because it's hitting liquidity. So as you guys can see from above right here, a lot of liquidity sitting all around these areas. Liquidity right there, and then liquidity way up here as well. So you guys might want to be very careful taking trades around this area because price, you know, usually if it hits liquidity and doesn't necessarily push initially, it'll pull back a little bit, charge up, and then shoot right back up to hit the rest of the liquidity here. But you guys got to see there's still a lot of liquidity that hasn't been hit up around this area. But yeah, you're right, Charles. There was a 1 minute right here, but I personally would consider it a bit risky. I'll mark it up for you guys here just so you guys can follow it. Since this strategy is still in testing phase. What did I do? Oops. My bad. Yeah, since this is still in testing phase. So there was a 1 minute right here that's currently running. However, like I mentioned earlier, guys, it's going to run into the sessions right here, the Asia low. That's why you guys want to be a bit careful. And there's liquidity above too. So as it pushes down, it might hit TP, but no, obviously I'm not in the trade. I'm going to be as careful as I possibly can be. So here goes the 3 minute. 3 minute V3. Looks like it's probably gonna hit or not. As you can see, it's just the market isn't moving smooth at all. So let me delete these right here. You know, definitely no clear direction at all. Clean this up right here as well. On the clean chart. So another high right there. and then below right here. So as you guys can see, there's a lot of fake outs. Price just keeps going back and forth. There's no clear direction of it going up, clear direction of it going down. It'll come up, then it'll drop back down. Yeah, this would technically be a version 2, J. But you can see there's no like there's trades that are coming up, but it's just there's no clear direction. So price, as you can see right here from this chart, price is just going back and forth. Let's see if there's anything right here. Yeah, this would be version 2. So we have the low right here, strong green candle, version 2. But another thing that you want to be careful of is liquidity above here. It just might fake out. So the thing that you guys want to be careful of is trading around liquidity. Because what could happen here is if you guys take a sell and price retraces back up to here and it hits liquidity, it's probably going to push up even higher. Yeah, exactly. Maddie said too many things against each other and liquidity. Exactly. So that's why I'm not looking to take anything right now, guys. Looks like price is trying to push its way up. It's hitting liquidity right there. And it's probably going to break right through it. Might not hit this area, but it's going to break through it, looks like. So I'm definitely going to stick away from the 1 minute because the 1 minute is just way too choppy. Obviously, you can see here, there's not really much. Earlier there was that sell that we were looking at, but it was getting close to the low here. So I wouldn't have taken the sell there for the V3. There's a V2 right here, a low and then a strong green candle. You can see price is hitting liquidity and it's pushing up. If it hits this area right here, guys, it's going to push up even higher. So if it hits this area, it's going to keep pushing up probably to here. Talonji said a daily here. I don't see any daily over here. Talonji off the 10. I'm not sure which one. You might be talking about the 3. Yeah, the daily right there for the 3. That might have been what you were referring to. Yeah, I mean, it's too late. That came up like 10 minutes ago at 6:51. But I wasn't looking for a buy anyway. So even if I saw that there, I wouldn't have taken it, because I was looking for price to come down. I still think price is going to come down. It's just going to hit liquidity, then it's going to drop. Henry's asking, was there a 5-minute signal? There was one right here. Yeah, about a couple minutes ago. So as you guys can see, price is coming up, but it might bounce off any of these sessions right here. It's getting close to the New York high from last week. You can bounce off that. As you guys can see, it's just hitting liquidity. Once it's done hitting liquidity, it might just come right back down. Because this is why we drew the liquidity in the morning, right? We drew the liquidity on the bottom side, which got triggered. So when price came down right here, it hit liquidity on the bottom side. Then price came up over here, hit all liquidity around this area. And it's just hitting liquidity before it comes back down to correct. The fundamentals are not green, so the bias might change. However, looking over here at the retail sentiment, so it's doing exactly what we were anticipating, right? We were anticipating to catch this rate rise higher. So I think after this liquidity hits, price is going to come back down eventually. Because now a lot of people are hopping onto these buys, right? A lot of people are getting they're getting too excited and hopping into these buys because they're just bandwagoning that push to the upside. But as soon as there's enough retail traders on the buy side, because this is going to go up to like 60% or so, once this goes up to like 60, 65, 70%, price is going to come right back down. So this is what we wanted. We wanted sentiment to be one-sided. Usually in the beginning of the week, it kind of stays around 50, but as we get closer and the market starts to pick up, it'll start to increase. So once it goes up to like 65, 70%, even up to 80%, it'll be easy to take sells because we know exactly where price is going. Retail sentiment is always going to be the main determining factor for me. Fundamentals will come next, but retail sentiment is usually number one for me. So as you guys can see, it did exactly what we anticipated. I mentioned if price was going to come here and hit liquidity, is going to push up. I wasn't expecting it to push all the way up to here, but now that it did hit this area, it's now going to finish its liquidity push. So as you can see, it pushed up here. And one thing that we would want to look out for is sentiment. as this continues to increase, we'll have a bias, because we didn't have a bias all morning. It was just at like 56%, which didn't confirm anything. Now it's getting closer to 60. And as you can see, price is starting to come down right here. So now that liquidity has been hit, I'm going to go and take all these off. This is going to clear up a lot of mess on the chart for us. And we can see what happens here. You can see prices bouncing off the New York high right here, just like I marked up here on the 5. And it might be coming down. So if it comes back down, I'll be looking for a V3 here off the 5. So if it bounces off this here and we have a red candle, then I'm definitely going to be looking for a sell. So nothing off there off the 3. Nothing here off the 1. Here's the 5 minute. I do want it to close below the sessions though. So we'll see what happens here. All right. So all these areas of liquidity have been broken. Be the high here now. All right, so here is the 5 minute. If this closes with this red candle, this would technically be a V3. I'm just hoping it doesn't pass the threshold. Threshold 75. We still got a lot of time on this candle, so we'll see what happens. We got about 4 minutes on this candle right here. Nothing off the 3 minute, nothing off the 1 minute here just yet. There's a clean chart, nothing going on there. Here's a 10 minute, possibly another sell here, guys. So like one thing that you want to look out for right here as well is another V3 off the 10 minute. Let's see, Ken said that UK news is coming out soon. The police giving the report to MPS party, but they will get a little slap on their hands probably. Yeah, no, I agree with you too, Ken. Yeah, they're probably not going to run into much trouble off that. All right, here is the 5 minute. It's waiting for that to close. Also here on the 10 minute, if this closes right here, I think this might be setting up for a sell on the daily. Yeah, because if this happens right here, this would be a good confluence for the daily to provide a sell. But we'll see. Yeah, Maddie said hovering around the daily open for Asia. And we'll see how this closes right here. We still got about 2 minutes, guys. So we do have some time. However, it's going to be a bit of some waiting until we get to that point. So let me just check the chat real quick, see if I'm missing anything over here. Nothing over here yet. So let's see. Professor took some V3s on his demo during Asia session, locked in a total of 3,480. Nice work right there, Professor. Jay over here as well. Jay said working with emotions and psychology. So done for the day. So Jay over here made some nice prop for the day, locked in 2,043. Nice work, Jay. Yeah, so nice confluence right here. Jay said this actually was a good entry because it was rejecting off the high low, V2 and another high low right there. Yeah, no, you're right. Does look like a good entry at that point, Jay. Steven over here sent his profits too. Nice work, Steven. Steven locked in a total of 1,213. Yeah, if you can do this once a day, Steven, you should be solid. Other than that, I think that's it for now. If you guys have profits to send in, go ahead. I don't have any profits to send in myself because I haven't taken anything. But yeah, it's right next to the session, just like what Matt just said. It's right by the session. It's not the best setup. I agree, 100%. Nick's asking if I'm going to take it. I'm not going to take it yet. I got to see how the candle closes. But it is risky because it's right next to the session. So I'm not really looking to take it. It's, like I mentioned before, guys, I'm treating today as just like a warm up for the week. If I don't see anything good, then, obviously I'm just going to sit out and wait. Let's see if Fahad said triple confluence setting up on the 1 minute. Mark this up right here. Oh, I see. Yeah, there he goes. Price pushes above. This would technically be a triple confluence for a buy right here. Yeah, it's tricky time. I'm probably not going to take it even if it closes. So why don't you say tricky time for a buy? Yeah, I know it is tricky. It's also at the sessions right here, guys. So it might bounce off and come right back down for a fake out. I'll mark it up for you guys just to show you guys. This is a triple confluence right here that I just mentioned. But yeah, as I mentioned, guys, today's just gonna be a warm up for me. If I don't have any trades today, it's okay. I'm gonna wait for the market to actually move a bit smoother. But yeah, this would technically be a triple confluence. And it hit full TP. No surprise there. But it did come down. So if you didn't have your TP set, you could have gotten screwed. Like you literally would have to enter like right then and there right away. But even so, this candle is too big. So I would still be a bit careful because the last thing you want to do is for it to pull back, retrace the candle right here, hit your stop loss, and then hit TP. It's just for tricky time. Just like you said, tricky time for a buy. Yeah, exactly. Ken said this could be a fake break to the high and bang down. Let's see. Yeah, I can see it. But yeah, triple confluence right there. So as you guys can see, the other strategies still work perfectly fine. We just haven't been trading on the 1 minute because it's too risky with this high volatility, especially if your spread's too wide. Like what happened last week was that spread was too wide and I ended up getting kicked out of a trade when it actually hit full TP for everyone else. Yeah, Maddie said it's still hitting liquidity on the 1 minute. Yeah, you guys want to be careful. The New York high is right here. So that's why I was hesitant to take that there. Let's take a look at the retail sentiment again. Retail sentiment is just bouncing back. It's at 57. So this is one thing that I've mentioned to a lot of you guys. This usually doesn't move that fast. This is usually, it moves up maybe 1-3%, a day. It's moving so fast. It goes from like 54 to 55 to 56 to 59. Now it's back at 57. This is why you want to be a bit careful because you can see that there's a lot of indecisiveness in the market, right? If a lot of retail traders thought price was going to go up, you could see this number increase to 65%, but it's not. It gets close to 59, then it drops back down to 57. There's a lot of clues in the market, kind of giving you guys hints. If retail isn't really like following one direction, it's just going to cause a lot of uncertainty in the market because you want to know where everybody's trading so that you can do the opposite, but you can't do that if they keep switching from buys to sells or from sells to buys. Looking at this over here, currently on the 3 minute, no entry off that. There's nothing here on the 5 minute as well. It's just a lot of back and forth movement for the entire market in general. The 1 minute over here, obviously not looking so great. Let me go and just move this over a bit. This liquidity, it actually hit all liquidity. So if you guys remember all the liquidity I drew this morning, there's liquidity all around this area, right? So pretty much all the liquidity that I drew got hit. Price can now possibly come back down if it has the opportunity to, because it already hit all liquidity. Now it's creating a new area of liquidity above here. There goes the high for the day, and the low for the day is right here. So as you can see, as price pushes up, it creates new areas of liquidity on the bottom side. So it can possibly come right back down. One thing that I know Charles, we've been talking about is this mid-market reversal. So price can continue pushing up and it's going to create a lot of lows down here. then probably around mid-market, 10 o'clock, price will just come and trigger all these liquidity zones for the sell, and it'll just come crashing right back down. Moves up a little higher. We got that right there. And that's it for the clean chart right here. So that's it for right now. See if there's anything else that I'm looking for here. There just isn't a take today. It's unfortunate. I was hoping to get at least one trade kick off the week. But I'd rather have no losses than taking a risky trade and possibly losing. Nothing here off the 3-minute, nothing here off the 5-minute. I was hoping we get at least one trade. Going back here on the 5-minute, looks like there was. Just trying to see if there's any entries. There wasn't really much here, just going back even to Asia session. There's actually a couple entries here. So there's one here at Asia session. You can see there was a low, green candle following it, pending buy signal. That would have hit full TP right there. So full TP off that, but as you guys can see from the market, there hasn't really been too many entries here that were available. There's another one right here. Looks like, I don't know if this would hit TP though. This looks like it might hit stop loss. Actually hit TP. So it did hit TP right there as well. So 2 back-to-back entries since market open. Another one right here. So 3 back-to-back entries off these V5s, right? Or these V3s off the 5-minute. But nothing this morning, unfortunately. Let's see. Randy said, mind repeating your thoughts on mid-market reversal. So here, I'll just give you guys my quick analysis of that. I mean, we can't really pull analysis off here, Randy, until the market gets closer to 8. But I could kind of show you. So, like for example, here we usually stop trading around 8. You can see now that the market was bullish, but it didn't really make this bullish push until right here. It was pretty much going sideways all morning, and then when it finally broke up right here, this is where it started to really push up, which just started happening recently. But what could happen here, Randy, is around 8. It'll consolidate a bit. Consolidate a bit from like 9 to 10. And then from here, this is where the mid-market reversal will likely happen. Because the thing is, it's building a lot of liquidity on the bottom side right here, which hasn't been hit yet. But when it does get hit, it's going to do the same thing it did when it pushed to the upside. We had liquidity drawn from the bottom, liquidity drawn from the top. There's still going to be some liquidity right here sitting for a sell. So I think this is what might happen around that point, but it's just going to be a matter of time, especially with sentiment over here. Now it's 55% long. So as you guys can see, there's no clear direction. If it's long, we're looking for sells. If it goes short, then we're looking for buys. I don't know if there's anything going on in the market that's really causing price to bounce like that. So it says S&P bounces for a second day, led by tech, still heads for the worst month since March 2020, which is basically COVID. But looking across the board, all of the indices are pretty much bullish right now to some extent. The Dow is up 70 points. It's not up very strong, but it is up currently. We don't know how long this is going to hold for, but technically it is up at the moment. As Longy said, this is not a V1, but this would be a V3 to Longy. So a V1 would require double wick rejection. There's no double wick rejection right there, but there is a V3 right here. So yes, there was a V3 that was available right there. But as you can see, you know, it's very risky. This is why I don't really trade on the 1 minute, guys. It's too volatile because it'll push down, then it'll come right back up. The thing is, if your stop loss is too close, it's it can get triggered like that. So I don't do it on the 1 minute very much, unless I have a bias. We don't have a bias right now, so there's no direction to really trade in. Talanji said, sorry, I got 4 charts on one screen. Candles are tiny. Yeah, no, you're fine. But yeah, this is why we don't really trade on the 1 minute right now, guys, because the volatility is too high. You can easily get stopped out right away if your stop loss is too close. Like, for example, right here, if your stop loss is like 160 pips, it's way too close. You have to like push it out. That's why we usually have it for a 30 to 10, because if you use that, it would have been full TP, right? You would have been able to survive the spike to the upside, but it would have gotten very close. So, you know, something to keep in mind if you guys are looking to trade on the 1 minute. The volatility is just too high. You guys have to have a wide stop loss, especially if your spread is pretty wide. I think right now FTML spread is about it's about like 20 pips, I think. So, you know, you got to incorporate that as well. But it's fluctuating. It's going between like 30 and 50, sometimes 60, it looks like. Yeah. Matt said 34,817 is last week's high, not far from here. Yeah, price might reach that point and then just come right back down. 34,817. Yeah, it'll be around here, this Asia high. But as you guys can see right here, it's still creating more liquidity on the bottom side, right? There's a lot of liquidity sitting right here. So we got this right here. A little higher. Well, yeah, I mean, here on the 1 minute, there's nothing available. I'm looking for any possible entries here. I wouldn't trade on the 1 minute right now, though. Volatility will come up and then it'll die down and then it'll come right back up. Looking over here on the 3 minute, nothing there. Here on the 5 minute, nothing really there either. Yeah, nothing off the 5 minute. Even if we got an entry here on the 5 minute, it would still be risky because it's right at the sessions. Matt said, check V3 in 4 minutes. And then he said, nope, because it's too close. So even if we had an entry here, so for example, if we had an entry here, just using this, if we possibly had one, it would still be bouncing off this New York high. That's why be a bit careful with those. Thanks, Nick. Nick said it's now 54% long for retail sentiment. There's just no clear direction in the market right now. The last thing you guys want to do is enter a trade one direction, and then it ends up reversing on you. So, I mean, me being cautious, I'm probably going to sit out for the moment. There's nothing here. If there was something here to take, then yeah, I'd probably think about maybe taking it, but nothing off the 5 minute, nothing here off the 10 minute either. Nothing over here. There was a snipe that was available right here though, but these candles are too big, so probably would have sat it out. Yeah, because looks like it would have faked out and then shot right back up. Actually, we wouldn't have taken this because it was on open, 6:30. So we wouldn't have taken that even if it did come up. It was at 6:30 opening candle. You saw a lot of manipulation right there as it came down and shot right back up. Nothing off the daily for the 10 minute, nothing off the V3 here off the 10 minute, no V3 here off the 5 minute. It's now bouncing off the Asia high. Might be ready to drop at this point, but we'll see. Yeah, Solange said Mondays. Maddie said waiting for the 5 minute to bounce off the Asia high, possible V3. Only taking it if my TP is above the New York sessions. Yeah, same here, Maddie. these sessions are really key, guys. You guys want to be very careful with these sessions. If you guys ever go back and look, these sessions don't change. So you can see where it bounced off this point. Where it bounced off this point. It respects these sessions very well. So as you can see, this was a fake out right here, right? Price faked out, it bounced off it, it broke above, retested, and then it came right back up. You can see right here, it's rejecting off the same exact sessions from yesterday, right? It's basically a double top or a double wick rejection off the Asia high. So, I mean, we'll see what happens here. I know me and Matt are looking for a possible V3. However, if the V3 comes here, it's still going to be a bit risky because it's probably going to cut into this below. So even if we were to take this trade here, it'd be pretty close. But I don't know. We'll see. Yeah, we'll see where it closes. Another V3 right here, Maddie, off the 3-minute. Also a bit risky. I mean, it's just risk in general because they're both bouncing off that Asia high. Nothing off the 1 minute. It just keeps getting pushed higher and higher. So let me just push this a little higher. Same with this one. All right. Price starting to drop a little bit right here. There's one here off the 3-minute, Maddie. I don't know if I'm really looking to take this stuff. No, it's going to cut into the New York high below here. Yeah, it's going to cut into it. So it's going to be way too risky because it can bounce right off it. If it comes down right here, just bounce right off it. Yeah, I'm not taking it either. Same with the 5-minute, just like Rav said. 5-minute might come right here as well, but I think it's too big. I mean, well, it's not that it's too big. It's the fact that it's going to hit the New York high right there. So even if it was to drop at this point, it can bounce right off it. And that's what you guys want to be very careful of, you know. There's days where you guys want to be a bit more cautious than you are on like other days. Like for me, from my experience, you know, over my years of trading, Monday and Friday are the riskiest. Friday is risky because a lot of people try to sell off before the weekend. Monday is risky because price hasn't stabilized from the weekend. Like the market just opened, you know, the market's not even in full swing yet. It's technically getting into full swing, but it's not in full swing yet because the market's been closed for the weekend. Once we have one full day, meaning once we get to the swap for today, then the market will start to smoothen out. Currently, right now, it's not smooth at all. It's kind of just bouncing back and forth. There goes the 3-minute. I wouldn't have taken this trade right here. It's just it's too risky, especially with it hitting the New York high right there. So too risky off this. Yeah, Maddie. I think that'd be solid, but I don't think that's gonna happen. Because if your stop loss is 450, it's just too this would have to be like way up here. And yeah, I'd have to close like right there. But who knows? It might. There's still 2 minutes left on it. Let's see, Maddie said, or could possibly take the whole move because it's going to be above New York sessions, but it depends on how it closes. Yeah, exactly, Maddie. It really depends on where it closes. But yeah, to take it right there at 450 pips, it would have to be like right here. Like it'd have to pull back to right there and close right there. Still has about a minute 36. So we'll see how that plays out, but not looking too likely. Okay, so check this out, guys. You guys can see the liquidity building right here, right? I want price to keep pushing up. I want price to keep pushing up because when it does come back down, it has a ton of liquidity right here. Right. So I actually wanted to push up higher at this point because I just want this liquidity right here to establish. So I want about like about five-ish candles to pass right here because you can see there's liquidity. So when liquidity does hit at this point, price can easily push down to here and then push right back down to here. Thanks, Joshua. Joshua said news in 1 minute. So we have some medium news coming up. One thing to look out for would be this possible area of liquidity if it does establish. There we go, as price drops lower. And we'll see, the news is coming up though, so I'm not looking to take it, but it did hit liquidity right there and it broke right through it. And there you go, it's probably gonna drop down to this line. And then if it hits liquidity there, maybe down to this line. So this is the liquidity that we were kind of looking for, or looking for it to play out. Definitely, I'm not going to take this trade here off the 5. It's too big of a move. It's way too big of a move. Yeah, too big of a move here on the 3. Too big of a move here on the 5. There's also news right now at 3 o'clock, at 7:30. I mean, it's not on Forex Factory. I think it's on my FX book. So there's no news here on my side, but news did just come out. And you can see price came up, retested liquidity, and now it's dropping down to this point. It's probably going to come down and test this area right here, or close to it. But as you guys can see, this is the liquidity that we were looking for. I just mentioned that, you know, once price hits this liquidity, it's going to keep pushing lower. I mean, I probably could have taken a trade right there, but I didn't want to risk it, especially with news coming up. Thanks, Joshua. Joshua said Dallas Fed manufacturing news was negative. So you can see this drop right here. Could have been pushed with the sorry guys, you guys might hear my dog in the back kind of barking. He's having a dream. He's dreaming right now. He's like running in his sleep and he's barking. Yes, no entry here off the 1 minute, guys. Let's see if there's anything else here. I don't think there's anything else at the moment. Back to the 3 minute, nothing off here. I mean, this is probably net TP, but it's too big of a push, not one that I would have taken. Also risky at the New York high. Same with the 5 minute over here. It's just too big of a candle. It's Alonji said fakeout.com. Sheesh. Yeah, no, exactly. That's why you guys want to be careful in this market. There's gonna be a lot of fake outs today. I mean, obviously you guys can see we've been following the market all morning. There was fake outs pretty much all day today. You guys definitely want to be careful. You'd rather be safe than sorry, especially taking risky trades on a Monday. If today was a Wednesday, then yeah, I would take some risky trades, but today's a Monday, so not trying to have unnecessary losses before, you know, the week is even fully started. All right, so I'm gonna delete these right here. Reason why I'm gonna delete that is because the liquidity is already hit around that area. So the liquidity that was here, I'm just gonna delete it because it's already been hit. And all right, so check this out, guys. Liquidity here was already hit and it dropped, right? There's another area of liquidity That's right here. So if it drops over here again, this is what you guys want to look out for. If price drops here again, then, you know, probably expect it to drop even lower. It's going to go for another attempt. Doesn't have to happen right now, but you know, we're going to keep drawing our liquidity here so that my markup right here, you guys can see the mid-market reversal. We want more liquidity to build up here because you saw what happened last time, right? We had a small area of liquidity here, or it was somewhere around this area, small area of liquidity. It broke right through it, and then it came back up. Now, as it pushes up, it's going to create more liquidity right here. So as you can see, price is going to start to consolidate from 8 to 9, 9 to 10, and then mid-market reversal from 10 to 12, where it hits all of liquidity. So, you know, it's just about being patient and waiting for these entries to actually form. Let's see. All right, so price is consolidating around this area now. So as you can see, consolidation range. Yeah, price isn't really going anywhere at this moment. But one thing that you guys do want to keep in mind is the liquidity on the bottom side. So if it keeps pushing up and breaking liquidity on the top side, that's fine because you want more liquidity to build up on the bottom side. Because you guys can see I already have my markup set up over here for that reversal when it does happen. The volatility did die down. So now, I mean, the market's not really doing much, kind of slow. Still looking for a sell. If it keeps making its way down lower and lower, that's fine. We're just gonna wait for an actual entry to present itself. Nothing here off the 10, nothing here off the 5, nothing here off the 3, nothing here off the 1. As you guys can see, it's just creating a range within this area. All right, 736 right now. Let me just delete this because it's going to keep pushing up higher, which is what we want. Let's go back and take a look at retail sentiment. Retail sentiment is currently at 54% long. As you guys can see, it hasn't really done much. It's gone back to where it was on open. So this isn't going to be much of a help for us today, guys. Our biggest help here is going to be the fundamentals. You can see right here, you want to wait for this to be either above 100 and be consistently above 100, or for it to drop below 100 and for it to be consistently below 100. That's going to confirm, you know, what direction you want to be trading in. There's no clear direction right now. Obviously, price just going back and forth. Maddie said, might just go back to sleep. This is dead. Yeah, I know the market is kind of whacked today for Monday. I was kind of hoping for it to be really volatile, like how it's been past couple of weeks, but I think this is probably the deadest Monday that we've seen in a while. And that's fine because, you know, you guys want to keep in mind today is this is NFP week, right? So as you can see, a lot of the news starts to pick up middle of the week. So right here, there's not really much today on Monday, but on Tuesday we have a lot of news. You have ISM manufacturing PMI, high impact, JOLTS job openings, high impact. Again, on Wednesday, we have non-farm employment change, high impact, OPEC. And then Thursday, we have a ton of news right here. High impact for the pound, pretty much all morning. We have light news here, challenger job cuts. We have medium news here, unemployment claims. So as you guys can see, even if Monday is dead right here, this is why I don't really care too much to risk anything around today because there's not much going on. Tuesday picks up a little bit, Wednesday picks up a lot more, Thursday picks up heavily, and Friday is NFP. So this is where market gets crazy. So this is why you guys might want to be a bit careful today, you know, just save your capital. You don't want to, like, if you're doing FTML, you don't want to be in any drawdown. And then when it comes time for like the good moves, you're not going to have any capital to trade, right? So, you know, obviously you guys might want to be a bit careful today. If I don't see anything, that's fine with me. because I know when I do see something, I'm going to be ready to take those trades. But at the moment, obviously, not much at all. That right there. But as you guys can see, there's a lot of liquidity building up on the bottom side right here, right? There's some liquidity above here, but all the liquidity is mostly down here. So it's just a matter of time until all this liquidity gets hit. You know, if you zoom out a little bit, see all these areas right here that haven't been hit yet? When it finally hits that liquidity push around this area, it's just going to dump. Because all the stop losses for everyone buying earlier is going to get triggered. So see where this goes. That 3-minute over here. This move still hasn't completed. This is the same V3 from earlier. It's finally making its way down, probably gonna hit TP at that point. Nothing off this either. This 5-minute here. This would have been the full move. We wouldn't have taken this because it's too big of a move, but it's probably gonna hit because so as you guys can see, price is pushing down. As price continues to push down, it's gonna hit this liquidity, right? When it hits this liquidity, it's gonna push it lower. So when it does push it lower, this 5 minutes gonna hit TP because that's how much space it needs to go from here. Let me just measure this on the 1 minute. I'll show you how much of a push it needs. It needs about, so let's see, it's right in profit. So from right here. So in order for that 5 minute right there to hit TP, this is how far it needs to push down. It's already in profit, it's pushing down lower, but this is how much it would need to hit. If it reaches this area right here, area of liquidity, it's going to break through it. It's probably going to push down to this next low, right? So with that said, this 5 minute here is probably going to hit full TP at some point. It might not happen right now because you can see here from the 3 minute, this thing's been bouncing around for a while now, but this 3 minute is about to hit TP as well. So the 3 minute here, even though we wouldn't have taken it because it's at the sessions, looks like it's gonna hit TP. Reason for it pushing down like that is because there's liquidity right here. Price hit liquidity right here. It's dropping lower. As price hits liquidity right here, it's probably gonna drop even lower. Rick said, I've been in a 2 lot since 34,726. Nice, Rick. So you actually got a pretty good entry. Looks like, but price is just bouncing around obviously, but you did get a pretty good entry above here. Oh, so you got in at liquidity right here. Looks like when price dropped below here, you entered the sell, and then you're trying to catch that liquidity push to the downside. Yeah, Rick's actually, you've been having pretty good luck with these liquidity pushes here. 10 minutes ago. So you probably entered around this area when it hit the first liquidity, right? When we had it drawn up there. I'm pretty sure that's where you entered. Yeah. So you caught it right there and you're trying to catch the drop all the way to the bottom, which will probably happen. It just might not happen right now. It's probably gonna take some time before it does. So here's a 3 minute. Looks like it's gonna hit TP. You can set an alert for that. I don't even need to send an alert. Hit full TP right there up that 3 minute. Wouldn't have taken it because it's too risky on this area, but as you guys can see, the strategy still works perfectly fine. It just depends on like what you're looking for. Same with the 5 minute over here, still pushing down as well. It's just too big of a push, so I wouldn't have taken it. Nice. Yeah, so Rick said he was risking 2,500 for 2,500. Looks like you're going to hit that 2,500. Rick said it's going to go back to open like it always does. Yeah, and that's why I usually draw the line there too, guys. So if you guys want to see where opening price is, market open right here at 6:30, or I'll go to the 1 minute. Market open right here at 6:30. Well, I don't even have to draw a line because it's at the Asia low. Oh, fuck. Yeah, it's probably gonna It's probably going to push down to this Asia low right here. Nice. So DeJohn actually took the short there. He said he took the short with the 5-minute right there. D said there was a high low on the 1-minute and it also hit. So a lot of these entries are hitting right here, guys, but I'm being careful today. Yeah, I can see that right there. D, there was a high low entry that was right here. Looks like it hit TP. But yeah, like I was mentioning earlier, guys, it's hitting liquidity around these areas. It's probably gonna drop even lower from this point. So it hit liquidity again off this candle. It's probably faking out a little bit before it drops more, but I do think it's gonna drop further lower, further to the bottom. Might not happen right now, but it's gonna happen eventually. Huge wick right there. So it's 7:44 right now, guys. We're getting closer to 8. If you guys have any questions, you guys are free to put your questions in the chat. I know I don't answer questions in the beginning, but now that we're getting closer to 8, you guys are welcome to drop your questions and then I can answer whatever questions you guys have. Looking at my calendar today, guys, looks like we'll probably have our mentoring session tomorrow or Wednesday. I mean, depending on which day you guys want to have it. Either of those days work for me. So we'll get down to that. So I'll put in a poll in the group and then we'll see what day you guys want the group mentoring session. So you guys can see every time it hits liquidity, guys, there's a bit of a fake out, right? Price will come down, it'll come up to fake you out and it'll come right back down. I mean, this is kind of why I'm not looking to take any trades because there's just no clear direction. Looking over here at retail sentiment, where is it currently at right now? Currently at 53. So not really much of a change there, changed by like 1%. But, it's not really being a deciding factor right here. Looking at the fundamentals, it's currently down about 20 points, not very much. Looking at the stock index right here, it's currently pretty much even, half green, half red. Yeah, Rick said these spike ups normally mess with my head, but not today. Bring it. Yeah, I know, because you've seen this pattern play out every day, Rick. It's the same thing. I always draw for you guys every day. I should probably take it myself as well, but you can see that there's a lot of noise here and a lot of fake outs. That's why sometimes when you guys take these trades, you guys should probably just let the trade be, right? And let it do what it needs to do. As you can see right here, it's doing exactly what we anticipated, right? Hit liquidity, push below, hit liquidity, pushed even lower. Looking at the 5-minute right here, it's, obviously it's making its way down. Yep, there we go. As price continues to push lower. So basically everything that I analyzed right here and anticipated, it's pretty much playing out. Yeah, Rick said he's going to, Randy said, Rick spikes don't bother me, Reed. Yeah, it's gonna be Rick's, his middle name. He's gonna have to change that legally. Rick said, I'm gonna put my stop here and hold it to 34,500. Yeah, no, that should be solid. 34,500. Let's see. It's a pretty big drop. It's a pretty big drop, but it does look solid for the most part. Looking over here at Telegram, a couple people locked in some pretty good profit. Charles here as well, locked in 386. Nice work, Charles. Yeah, you guys did pretty solid for the day today. I didn't take any trades myself, so I don't have any profit to share, but I'm just glad to see that our analysis here is playing out perfectly. Yeah, Talanji said W analysis, nothing new. Yeah, as you guys can see, a lot of people make money off my analysis here. I don't even tell you guys to take these trades here. But if you guys have been sitting in on these live sessions, you guys have seen that my analysis almost always plays out. It's not guaranteed, but I see these same patterns every day. I would take these trades myself, but I don't want to give you guys risky trades to take, especially if you guys don't know what you're doing. you know, eventually with time, you guys can see that this live session kind of evolves over time. Once you guys get better at identifying these things that I'm looking at here, maybe I can start taking some risky trades. I'm losing out on profits being here on the live because I can't take these trades on my own without a lot of people here entering them and, you know, basically not knowing what they're doing. Because the last thing I want to do is enter a trade here, guys, because, you know, I do see these moves happen. Last thing I want to do is enter a trade. And then I get like a million questions in the chat asking what to do or if they should pull out. So it's not necessarily, like, I don't necessarily not take these trades because I don't trust them. I just don't take them because I don't want you guys to be blowing accounts taking risky trades like this. Randy said I'm all for risky trades. Let me scroll up real quick. Nice. Rick said, should have taken a 5 lot past my verification on day one. Right, Eric. Slava said, no problem. Monday. See you tomorrow, Sean. Everyone, take care and trade safe. Yeah, Slava, we'll see you tomorrow. Yeah. Marisa said, you're not responsible for our bad decisions. Yeah, no, I agree, Mauricio, but you know, whenever people lose, people are always looking for someone to blame, and that person's always going to be me, right? Even though I tell, like, a lot of times here, guys, I tell people not to take trades and people still take them and they still blame K2, even if I literally tell them not to take the trade. So that's why I don't take these risky trades on here. Because I just don't want to deal with people, you know, complaining or just being annoying. It's just, yeah, no, exactly like you guys said. But either way, people are going to complain. Like, we get people that complain that I win, right? Like, that's why I don't post my profits anymore. If you guys have seen, I haven't posted my profits in like days or weeks now, because there's always people that are complaining about me trading on outside of the live, or people complaining that that I'm taking trades and I'm not calling them on the live. It's just, you know, I get blamed for everything. I get blamed for good thing. I get blamed when we're doing really good. I get blamed when I tell people not to take trades and they're doing bad. Yeah, no, exactly. John said you get blamed for people losing even though you took no trade that day. Yeah, I know, exactly. Marisa said people are going to complain with whatever you do. Yeah, I know. I mean, eventually, you know, I'll probably, like I mentioned earlier, guys, once you guys get more comfortable with my analysis here, I'll start taking these trades on the live. It's just I can't take these on the live when there's just a lot of moving pieces, because we do have some beginners on the chat, which is fine. You know, I don't mind helping out beginners, but what happens is I'll take a trade and then you guys will see the chat just get flooded. People will be like, oh, it's in drawdown. What do I do? What do I do? And then it just stresses me out because I'm like, man, you just got to wait. And people just don't want to wait. They pull out for a loss and then they get mad, but then price comes right down to TP. So Rick said, I'm blaming Sean for only making 200 on this trade. And yeah, C6 said, yeah, those people do not take the time to learn. You know, I do understand that there's a lot of beginners in K2, which is fine. That's why I don't want to do this more advanced stuff. Even this the variations that we've been doing, this stuff's super simple, but for a lot of people just don't get it, right? So just, you know, put it in that perspective, guys. If people can't get these bare basic strategies, if I start doing these liquidity runs right here, which I do take sometimes, you guys have seen me. I think the last time I posted a profit, I took a liquidity trade on here, and you know, I don't want to put whoever complained on like on notice, but you know, when I took that break, that push there where I made like, you know, 6,000 on the day, or, you know, I made like, I think like 18,000 a day. Someone complained and they were mad that I took the liquidity push pre-market. And it was just like, it was annoying because it was like, dude, I made profit off it, but you're still mad because you didn't make profit off it. So, I mean, eventually, guys, just keep that in mind. As the live continues to progress and a lot of you guys get better at analyzing these charts, I'll start taking those type of trades. But at this moment, it's, you know, we're going to keep it simple with these variations. And other trades here. This is too big for the 5 minute, guys. So I do see that there is a 5 minute coming up right here, but our cap is at 750. So I wouldn't take this trade here. It's just too big. Yeah, Solange said you're too nice. We appreciate your honesty. Yeah, because I do trade. Like sometimes you guys will see, like you guys will see on my chart, and some of you guys do call me out on it. You guys see when I mute my thing like this, right? You guys will see on my screen here that my mute will go on because I'm taking a trade that I don't want other people to take. Because I do consider it a risky trade, and people do like whenever I mute my screen like that, people are like, "Oh, Sean's definitely taking the trade," and then the trade hits, and then I win. People get mad that I didn't keep the volume up. But some of you guys do see these kind of tricky things that I do in the background. Like sometimes if I see a risky trade and I want to take it, but I don't want you guys to take it because I do see it to be risky, I mute my screen sometimes because whenever like there's some people in the group when you guys hear the clicking noise. Like on MT4, you hear that click, people enter the trade right away without even knowing what they're doing. It blows my mind because I'm like, you guys don't even know if I entered a buy or a sell, and someone will hop into it. So that's why I gotta mute my screen sometimes. So I know what's going on when I mute this. Yeah, no, Matt said, yeah, Dejan said I gotta do that after I'm funded. No, exactly. And take it easy, guys. You guys don't have to get funded in like 2 days, unless you're Rick. Rick needs to pass like day let's see. Charlie said there's a version 1 coming up. Yeah, there's a V1 that's technically, but I wouldn't take this V1 right here, Charlie, because it's at the sessions. But you're right, there is a V1 right there. V1, but it's like literally right at the sessions. So I wouldn't mess with it. It's probably gonna hit TP, but I wouldn't risk it. Solange said a 5-minute V3. Yes, so this is a V3 right here, Solange, but it's too big of a candle, so I wouldn't have taken it. The cap is at 750. So it's already capped right there. Stop loss would be too far off. Yeah. Nice. Yeah, Charlie, if you want to keep playing around with these like 1 minutes, feel free, but yeah, you're smart. Take a small lot size. Like, you're not gonna, there you go, full TP off that, Charlie. So as you guys can see, the strategy still worked nice. This was a V1 that Charlie mentioned. V1 variation. Just confirm the high low, double wick rejection off that high, and then the sell right there, obviously. So that would have been full TP. So yeah, Charlie, I know you like to take really risky trades, and that's fine. Just take them on a smaller lot size, just like you said. Take them with like a penny lot or something. Because I know you like for a lot of people, it's just you guys like to get that rush. You guys like to get that rush where you feel like you're gambling at a casino, But the thing is, you have an edge here. So yeah, if you guys want to take these risky trades, just take them with a smaller lot size because they still hit. Obviously, you can see right here, this hit full TP. So Charlie would have, made a nice one off that. Just don't get in the habit of taking bad trades. You guys want to have good habits when trading because the bad habits are what blow accounts. So you guys want to be careful with that. Like one thing that I would recommend, guys, if you guys start to treat this like gambling, like because gambling addiction is real. It's not a joke. If you guys start to treat this like gambling, you just got to step away from the charts, come back with a clear head, because these traps will get you guys. I mean, it's gotten me for years until I stopped letting them get me. Nothing off this right here. There's actually there's no entry off that. It's 5-minute right here. Obviously wouldn't have taken this there. It's getting close to 8, guys. It's 6:57 right now. Nice. Rick took it. So Rick, you might be passing your verification soon. Yeah, Sam said the V1 lined up with the 3-minute V1. Nice. Yeah, so like what Sam said over here, what I see Sam use and I see Ken use sometimes, a lot of people in the group, not just them too, but they use different time frames and they try to see if there's entries that that correlate, right? If you see two entries coming up on the same time, two different time frames, odds are it's probably going to hit. Like for example, right here, Sam saw that there was one right here, a V1, and then there was also the V1 right here. So, putting those, two and two together, this is like, all right, this is going to hit. And then you're like, all right, this is going to hit too. And they both hit, right? So there you go off the 3-minute V1. And then again, right here off the 1-minute V1 as well. And that's something that you guys can use, right? The more confluences, the better, guys. You have a better confidence in the trade if you guys have more confluences, just like that. It could be something as small as that. You see an entry off the 3-minute, you see an entry off the 1-minute. Odds of it hitting are probably very likely. Yeah, Cyril over here said he uses the 1-minute, 3-minute, and 5-minute. Exactly. Uh, 13's asking, is there a limit to how many Ftml funded accounts you can have? You can have a total of 400K. Yeah, thanks to John. John actually answered it for me already. So you can have multiple accounts, but total funded at once would be 400K. Of course, that you can scale that over a couple months. I think you have to be profitable for like 6 months or so, and they'll scale it. Yeah, I'll just keep growing your account. I have my account split. Eventually I'm probably going to merge them back once I get comfortable trading at 400K, but I don't feel comfortable with it yet. So I stick to the 200Ks for now. Yeah, other than that, I don't think there's really much here to look at, guys. It's already 8 o'clock, so I'm not looking to take any trades. So Randy, I'll just go over this real quick with you because I know you're looking. I'm even asking about the mid-market reversal. So going back to what we were discussing before with the mid-market reversal, as we cross into 8 o'clock, which is now, it's 8 o'clock now right here. Price is probably going to consolidate a bit. It's probably going to consolidate, or it might even push even higher. So you can see right here, there's liquidity. If it's liquidity right there, it'll probably push up, then consolidate, and then eventually just come right back down. The reason why I think it's going to come down like that is because look at all the liquidity on the bottom side, right? There's so much liquidity down here that needs to be hit. So it'll probably consolidate for like the next 2 hours, and then eventually it'll just come right back down. There's no guarantee that's going to happen. So I don't like, one thing as well that I don't really see it happening 100% is the fact that the sentiment here isn't that big. If this sentiment was around 60 to 70%, then yeah, I could see it drop. But right now they might need to stack on some more sellers before they drop price like that, because market makers aren't going to make a lot of money if they're just stopping out 50% of retail traders, which is probably not that many, because people are split across the board with regard to sentiment here. Half people are on the long side, half people are on the short side. They're not going to spike price one way or the other until the direction's been set for bias. Let's see. Ash actually is asking, can you copy trades from a funded Ftml to a challenge? Yes, you can. They don't care about that. They don't mind if you copy trades between funded or challenges, as long as it's yours. One thing that you guys want to keep in mind is that they do track your IP address. So this is why I don't have any copier service, because it just doesn't work. If they catch you doing that, they'll probably take your account away. I've been with Ftml for a long time, so I don't want to mess up my relationship with them by having people copy my trades. So you're okay to copy trades as long as it's your own account, actually, because they'll check your IP address to make sure that it's the same person that's trading on there. Like if you have like 100 people trading from your same IP address, you're gonna know exactly who you are and that you're doing stuff against the guidelines. All right, guys, so it's 8:03 right now. If you guys have any other questions, keep in mind that you can email me or message me on Telegram. One thing to keep in mind is that we're going to have our mentoring session probably either tomorrow or Wednesday. I'll put a poll up in the group so you guys can vote for which day you guys want to have it. If you guys have any specific questions, just make a list of questions when we have that mentoring session. I can go over your questions in detail. But for today, I think this is about it. I'm not looking to take any trades because I don't want to take anything too risky. Obviously, like I mentioned before, guys, if you look at the news today, there's not really much going on. But tomorrow, when the news picks up a little bit, we have ISM manufacturing PMI and JOLTS job openings, basically indicating how many new jobs are coming into the market, which is a good thing for the economy if there's a lot of new jobs. Wednesday, we have non-farm employment change. We also have OPEC. And then Thursday, we have a lot of these, it starts to pick up a lot. We have unemployment news, and then Friday, obviously NFP. So that's pretty much it for the most part. Question from, let me scroll up real quick. Maju is asking, do you pay for the trade copier? You don't have to pay for like one account, but I have like 5 accounts on mine. So I pay about $60 a month, I think, for 5 accounts. So you pay by the account. It's, it just depends on how many accounts you plan on adding. I have about 5 or 6 accounts on mine for between FTMO, MFF, and my personal. So that's why I pay $60 for the copier. But if you just have one account, it's free. Isaac's asking, hey, Sean, I have, it looks like you had a good night trading London session. Yeah, no, you've been killing it, Isaac. I don't know if you guys have been following Isaac. He's been on fire with his trades. Let's just take a look at these profits real quick. I saw your message right here from yesterday, Maddie. Maddie over here, he locked in 405 right now. My bad, Maddie. I didn't even see your message. I was watching the Rams game yesterday. I wasn't really on Telegram, but yeah, Maddie locked in 405 off this account. He locked in 1,060 off this account. Nice work, Maddie. His 30 account over here locked in 480. Nice work right there. And then his 4th account, he locked in 840. Damn, your profits are like all over the place, but they're still good. You still have a lot of profits there. Going over here, yeah. So Isaac here, he just sent his profits from London session. He locked in 11K from the live session this morning. Locked in a total of 56K for the day total from London up until now. Great work right there, Isaac. Isaac's been killing it every day. Isaac's been like killing it in all sessions, pretty much Asia, London, and the live. So as you guys can see, I didn't take any trades here on the live, but just off my analysis, Isaac here killed it. Like you can see all of his profits right here. He's been on fire. Like these are all from this morning. All wins, or there's a couple losses there, but majority of them are pretty big and nice wins there. So great work right there, Isaac. You've been killing it every day. Just keep it up. Angela over here as well, currently killing it 1,706 in profit for GJ. It's her main thing that she trades. Then US 30 over here locked in 443. So amazing work right there too, Angela. So Isaac, they're asking Isaac here if he sets TPs. He doesn't set any TPs. Looks like he trails his entries whenever he takes them. So it looks like no TPs and just a trailing stop when it gets to that point. Albert here as well, locked in a total of 1,690. Nice work, Albert. Edward over here as well. Edward up 2,081. Nice work, Edward. Glad to see you in the group still. I know you're not around as often, but no, I'm glad to see that you pop in every once in a while with some nice profits right there. So great work right there, Edward. Other than that, I think that's it for right now. Let me see if there's any other profits. No, I think that's it for now. Matt said, do you do different times for mentoring or pretty consistent? It's usually pretty consistent, Matt. The days will change. It's not always going to be the same days. It just depends on what days that I'm free during the week. There's usually like 1 day out of the week or 2 days out of the week that I'm available. And they're usually going to be around 2 p.m. to 4 p.m. That's usually the start time Pacific for the mentoring sessions, because obviously we can't do it in the morning because we have these live sessions. So it has to be afternoon my time, generally at some point during the week. And it's usually pretty consistent time-wise. Barack has a question here. Barack said, can the demo accounts result affect your credibility with FTMO with a funded account? No, they don't, Brock. They really don't care, right? As long as you're consistent, you can make profits. That's all that they care about. Whether it's on demo, whether it's on your funded, they don't care about credibility. They want to make sure that you're consistent. You can make the money. It's just like any other investor. They don't really care what you do or how you do it. As long as you're making money, that's all that really matters. They just don't want you to be. So the reason why they don't want you to be having a bunch of accounts on your copier is because if you make one mistake, you pretty much make a mistake on all the other accounts. So that's going to end up for a big loss for them. And they're just managing the risk that way. Obviously, they can make a lot of profits by having a lot of copiers on one good trader, but they could also have a lot of big losses if they make mistakes. Matt's asking Isaac if he trades on all time frames. I think Isaac mainly trades on the 1 minute. The last time I saw him confirm in the group, he mentioned that he only trades on the 1 minute. I don't know if it's changed. You might want to ask this question in the chat over here. Yeah, so Isaac actually he said he only trades on the 1 minute. So yeah, I mean, that's crazy, right? And Isaac must be glued to the screen every entry just using a trailing stop, which is pretty amazing, to be honest, like what he's been able to do here. I mean, if you guys see Isaac's profits every day, he's making like 30 to 50K a day trading on the 1 minute, just, following the chart movement. So great work right there, Isaac. Nelly over here, he said mostly Asia session, followed 5 minute V3 liquidity. So all wins right here for Nelly. He actually locked in a lot for the day. He locked in a total of 16,608, which is amazing. Trading during Asia when the market's kind of slow. And this is his FTMO demo during the live. He had one loss, but majority wins here. Total of 4,603. So great work right there, guys. As you guys can see, I didn't take any trades on the live, but Anelli over here still took the trades. Still made some pretty massive profits here just off my analysis. So yeah, guys, great work. So I think that's it for the day, guys. It's way past my live session time. It's 8:10 right now. So if you guys have any questions, feel free to reach out. I'll put a poll for the mentoring session this week. It'll happen either tomorrow or Wednesday. But other than that, guys, I'll catch you guys on the live session for tomorrow. So if you guys have questions, feel free to reach out. Otherwise, I will see you guys back here tomorrow. Hopefully the market picks up so we get more entries. But until then, I recommend you guys be, very